Hello, everyone. We'll get started today. It's officially 1 o'clock, and welcome to this Facebook intermediate section of going live, tagging groups, and lists. We actually have quite a bit to get through today. Before I get officially started, I'm going to check to make sure that we are recording. We are. And if somebody could please type in the chat if you could officially hear me, the audio should be working. So if I could get a yes. That would be fantastic. Yes, thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. Okay, so let's get started. Let's review our agenda today. And again, if you would like a copy of the agenda, head to the materials section in the Go To Training Control panel and download yourself a copy. And hang on one second. I just want to make sure that the audio is turned up all the way for you. And okay, perfect. So on our agenda today, we're going to talk about a few critical things that we know are important going further with building these audiences and then engaging with these audiences. And we're going to start with going live. I'm going to show you the mobile device, so the phone, as well as your computer, because it looks a little different on both devices on how to go live. And there are actually some advantages. It's not consistent across. The fact that you can go live is consistent, but where to find the buttons, and then there's a couple features that are available that I'll make you aware of too, and they're called screen sharing and bring a friend. So I will show you how to do that so that you can experiment with going live. Next, we're going to hop into groups. We know that our goal is to be the mayor of our own hyper-local market. So one really great way to do that is to create a group. So we'll talk a little bit about how to do that. Then we're going to talk about tagging. And tagging is a way, and it's a challenge that I'm throwing out to myself as well. In every single post before I send it out, I'm trying to ask myself, is there an opportunity to tag somebody in this post, thank somebody in this post, or connect somebody in this post by mentioning them within the post? This is such a helpful tool to have our posting go, first of all, become noticed by a greater group of people, and it's incredibly important to know how to do. So we'll be going over that. And then last but not least, we're going to touch on lists. This is a very quick thing so that you know where it is, and if it's a tool that you would like to use, you'll know how to use it. As usual, the chat is open, so if you have any questions, I'll keep my eye on that chat in my screen. Just feel free to type away, and everyone here in Hunt U, same deal. Just let me know and raise your hand, and we'll get to your questions. Okay, so let's start with going live, and we're going to start with the phone here. So let me just sign on in. And I right now am just in the Facebook app, and I'm actually going to hop back to my personal page. So just a quick note, I'm going to go to see the three lines in the bottom right-hand corner of my screen. I think on Android, it's in the top right-hand corner. Wherever your three lines are, though, that opens up a panel of different Facebook options for you, and you have your accounts stacked at the top. The top account will always be your personal account. For anybody who has the same picture, is confused about how this works, the top account's always your personal account. The account below it is you could have a few of these if you have multiple pages, but what's below it is your official page, your business page. So to navigate between the two, it's pretty easy to toggle. So I'm going to start on my personal account and show you, should you want to, how to go live from your personal account. So on your personal account or on your business page, you have the section that says what's on your mind. If you tap in there, all of a sudden you have an option to do a lot of things. You could just type a post. We could do our photo or video. There is that tag feature, by the way, if there's a specific person that you wanted to tag within your post. You can put a feeling, or like, hey, I'm feeling happy that I'm in training right now, things like that. You could check in from a specific location, like I'm here at Hunt University doing training, something like that. Or we'll stop here, the live video. I'm going to tap it, and you guys will be seeing me. Let's see if I can get my head. Hello. All right, so you guys will be seeing me from multiple camera angles here. And this is the live screen. Now, before I forget, what I want to show you, and by the way, because this is just too funny, these buttons at the bottom activate your camera and give you an interactive camera. So that's what those are. It's kind of funny, but that's what those are doing. So we'll leave that on right now while we're talking here. And you can also change the theme to a number of things so that, you know, you have, I don't know, fun things happening, but that's what those buttons are at the bottom. Now, I want to show you how to make this so that I know people I always say, like, I'd love to be able to practice doing a live video. You could honestly just open up your camera and shoot a video to do that. That works. But, you know, there's another way if you want to practice the buttons that it takes to press play and record a live video, so the actions. And that happens to be, if you see my name, it says Rachel D'Annunzio. Right below that, you see where it says public. If you tap on that, all of a sudden, I have some options here. And I could just choose who to go to live to. I could go live to the public, which would be everybody. I could go live to my friends on Facebook. I could go live to my friends except, and then really just exclude some people should that be specific to you. I could go live to specific friends. So just kind of adding in a dynamic here. Let's say you offer an event. Okay, so this would be totally free of charge to everybody. But you create an event for a downsizers workshop, right, that you could attend from anywhere. And all you have to do is sign up. We'll go live. You can ask me questions in the moment, whatever it might be. Those people who sign up, all you'd have to do is friend them and then create a list, and there you go. You could only show specific friends. You just check them off and be done. So that's a way to make like an exclusive workshop on the fly without having to use any other software. Pretty neat opportunity. But the one I want to show you is only me. So if I tap on only me, all of a sudden, this is only going to go to me. So when I go live here, all of you guys, we're all friends on Facebook. You won't see an alert that says Rachel has gone live. This is only for me to see, so you can see how you've done. You can do a quick mock video. But I think what's important to do for practice isn't so much seeing yourself on video. It has to do with how to press the button so you can see what happens when you are going live. So if you do start a live video, you can see it says starting live video. And sometimes it takes longer to connect than other times. Like when I was shooting that video in front of Hamburg, I was kind of in between signals. And so it was just pulsing for a while, and then it connected. So like things like that, the connection time, getting used to that. Other than that, you can see that we're live up in the top corner. You can see that there's buttons all along the bottom here. You could play with those, like giving yourself that cool hat and sunglasses. You can add different items here. It's just making the video fun. Or if you ever see somebody who, like, for example, wants to write on the screen as they're talking, that's how they do that. It's just all in the buttons here at the bottom. So that's going live. And we're going to get rid of that. And then when you're finished, you hit finish down in the bottom right-hand corner, and it says ending live video. Perfect. Okay, so here's our next screen. It says your live video has ended. Post this video to keep it. And then it would say only me. So even if I did post, and by the way, you're just seeing a repeat in the screen here. It shows you immediately what you did. But if I did post this, it would only go onto my account, but really still it would be only me seeing this video. I could still also change it. So at this point, I could record privately and then push it out to the public after. So if that's an option of maybe like a intermediate step of something you want to do until you're comfortable, go for it. Honestly, it might be more work than it's necessary just to make sure that it gets to the people you want, but definitely there's a way to practice. So all I would do as of this point is hit post, and it would be, boom, right on my site. Okay, so next I'm going to hit delete because I do not want to keep this practice video and I don't want it to post onto my account, and then I'm all set. So that is how to go live from your personal account on your mobile phone. I'm going to hop over to, whoops, not my Facebook camera. I'm going to hop over to my business account just to show you that it's the same. Okay, so I go down to write something, I tap, we'll review our steps here. I'm ready to go. I could write something. By the way, you can contribute, you can write something ahead of time so that, hi, we are at training. Go to this website to see more. Something like this, and include a link, have this going ahead of time, so you can include all extra items right in the text area, and then using the little red camera down at the bottom there, you could go live with the text included in your post. So here we are again. We can go live. You can see the, hi, we are at training. Go to this website to see more. This is where we could also include the, we can include a smiley face. We can include a location. But what I want to show you on this side of things is from your business page. Do you notice how I cannot choose just me? This is going to go to everybody. So if you want to do the practice thing, that has to be done from your personal side. If you, from your business page, your only option is to go public. Okay? So I'm going to cancel this and to show you one last thing here. It's not going to be, I don't want this. Let me go back to my other page here. See if it's here. Okay. So that is just a little note about that. I do want to show you one last thing from the personal side. So I'm going to cancel out of this post, this card, and hop back to my personal side. There's one other option here. I'm going to go live again. And at the bottom, it says bring a friend. If you tap on bring a friend, and it should be on your business side too. Mine just, I just wasn't seeing it at the moment. You can actually invite somebody to talk with you. So let's say you wanted to do a quick interview with somebody. You just wanted to spice things up because, as you know, and let's be honest, sometimes it's not the most exciting to see just one person holding up a selfie cam and talking. So what if you wanted to make it more interesting and go live with someone? All you would have to do is tap on the person. They would be invited to join the broadcast and you'd be all set. So you'd invite the person, start the video, and you can see up now in the top corner, there's an invite that would happen, and you'll be all set. So that's a way that you would do like a picture-in-picture invite to going live with somebody. And there you go, interviewing, no extra software needed. It's just happening right within the same application. So pretty cool stuff. All right, I'm going to end the mobile going live session. I'm actually going to put down my phone here so that I can now hop back over to the computer, and I'm going to hop back over to my business page. Okay, I have switched over to the computer, and a little note on where I am. I am currently using Google Chrome. You can use if you want to go live from a computer setting, because you want the desktop view or whatever this might be more comfortable, you can do so. Just know that whether you're on a Mac or PC, you have to either use Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox as a browser in order to make this work. So I'm a big Safari user, but if I ever want to go on live, I have to switch over to this browser. So here we are, and I again am on this business page, and we'll start at the business page, and I'm going to click write something, and then I want to show you what confused me quite a bit. So when you go to write something, notice there's no go live button here, okay? What they did is Facebook has switched going live and all your options to these colorful icons down here. I don't really know why they wouldn't include it in both places, but just so you don't get confused like I did, all you have to do is go to all of these options, and these are the things that you can post about, like sharing a photo, advertising your business, creating an offer, start a live video. There we go. Hello again. So here's our live video, and we want it always says create a live broadcast. That's what Facebook refers to it as. You get to choose where the post is going to broadcast. So for example, share on a page you manage, which would be the real estate trainers. I could also flip this over. Notice how these are just share settings. I could post in a group, which we're going to talk about. We could share onto your timeline. You can say something like this ahead of time, and to www.mybusiness me.com to learn more. Something like this. Again, always give people a way to contact you, learn more, direct them to a website. Anytime you can, every post should have a way of adding to your list of challenges of can you tag somebody, can you expand an audience, can you link to something that would be a lead generation tool. So it should be like your agent website. It's going to choose the camera, which is just your face. For a Mac, it's called a FaceTime camera. Just has to do with the camera that's right on your computer. For a PC, it might be called something a little different. And then you also, this is why we are on here, I want to show you, you can share your screen. So we talk a little bit about sometimes, let's say you wanted to do an introduction to using your buy-side tool. Okay, I'm just going to close this so you can see me for a sec. So you want to do an introduction to your buy-side tool, and you want to show, hey, family and friends, here is how you can get your very own blah, 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 just by heading to my agent website, and you're going to type in this information. So imagine if you went live and did this, and you did share screen. You can share just one application window, which means, okay, I'm just going to share, let's say, my Google Chrome window, and then take people through the entire thing. Take people through the entire process. By the way, you see how this looks like my phone? Let's see if I can show you on the camera here. So I have my phone plugged into my computer. If you ever wanted to do a screen recording or a screen capture of your phone and you're at that level, it's actually not really complicated. How I'm doing this is I have my phone charger plugged through my phone to my computer. I've opened up QuickTime, and it's at the top. It says new movie recording, and that's how this screen opens. I just choose my phone, and all of a sudden I can see it on my computer. So you could actually record that going to, let's say, your agent website on your mobile device, typing in something, and then create a really cool visual, kind of a live class or live tutorial for somebody just by sharing your screen. And that's how you do that. You also have the opportunity to add a title. You have the opportunity to add tags. So this is where, again, like they're giving you examples here: comedy, animals, makeup, so real estate, Western New York market, Buffalo, things like that. And we're not going to worry about tagging a video game because we're not playing a video game live. Although we could do that in another class, no problem. Okay, so that is how we go live from the computer side of things. I'm going to close out of this live broadcast. Close out of this here. Yes, I'm going to exit. And then I'm going to hop over to my personal website, or excuse me, my personal side of Facebook. And by the way, before I show you how to go live from that side, big shout out to Nina here. Please head to my Facebook page or her page to check out what she did. We talk every week about what a great market update video looks like. She just nailed it. Nina went live and did a market update for her region, and she is just doing phenomenal. So if you want to check it out, use one as an example, go to Nina's page. I've shared it so that you guys can have easy access, or just, hop to her page and find it directly. All right, back to our main message here. Figuring out Facebook Live. So again, I'm just on my personal side, and I can type in a message, but all of the opportunities now, again, switch. So it's as opportunities meaning things that we could do. So if I'm looking down here, I won't see Facebook Live. I actually have to look to the top on my personal page, and then I see live video, and I'm back to where I started. So just know the reason why we're going through basically all four options on your phone on the app, on your personal page, on the phone on the app, on your business page, and then on the computer on your business page, and the computer on your personal page, is that it's in a different place every single time. The option is there, but it can confuse you, and you might just think, oh, I can't do it here. You can, I just don't know why they don't keep it consistent, but that's okay. We know that it's available. So that is how we go live on Facebook. Now, let me just check our agenda here. We talked about Google Chrome and Firefox, from personal, from business. We went through using the buttons. We went through doing a screen share, and we went through inviting a friend. Yep, so we're good to go there. Last but not least, things to mention. So let me go and get out of this. Let's talk about the beauty of, this is actually a perfect example now that with Nina up here, of how Facebook Live can work for you. We talk a lot about not always having to create content new and fresh every single time, trying to create one really good thing that then can work for you on multiple levels. So let's talk about how Nina's video can work and give you multiple touch points with your audience. First, let's say that, I don't know, Nina went live a little while ago. So let's just pretend Nina went live on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Okay. Ahead of time, maybe a month ahead of time, what we could do is create a Facebook event that invites people to watch your live broadcast on a certain date and certain time. So this would be your first touch point. The event is something that, and we went over this morning, you can share an event, you can message an event to certain people, you can really spread it out so that people can accept, decline, ask questions, invite people to ask questions, invite people to contribute maybe to what you're talking about. So that could be your first touch point. Then, leading up to the event, you're doing, of course, all those things. We won't even count those touch points, but they are there absolutely. You could hop on and do your Facebook Live presentation. Here's the advantage of doing the market update live versus pre-recorded. Live alerts everybody who is friends with that profile that Rachel is going live. The real estate trainers are going live, and a little thing pops up on your screen so you can automatically kind of go right to that live video. So there's another touch point. So there's your second big touch point that people can actually talk to you live, ask you questions live, and watch you while you are recording. So there's number two. Number three, as we saw with that video, after the video is totally done, you stop the recording, and then you have the opportunity to post that recording to your page. Number three. So with that, you have the opportunity to write that text that brings you to the website, that asks more questions, and people, again, have the opportunity to share this now with their family and friends, to comment, to like, to engage with you. And you can invite people to engage with you further. So there's that event, rinse and repeat. The last touch point is that you can take that video that you recorded, download it away from Facebook, so actually take it away from Facebook, and put it other places. So if you wanted to take that same video and upload it to YouTube, you want to take that same video and upload a piece of it to Instagram. Remember, Instagram takes about 60 seconds. If you head to our real estate trainer's Instagram account, you'll be able to see an example of that. I took our update from this week, our training update video, and I did exactly this. I updated pieces of it to our Instagram account so you guys could see what that would be like. It gives you content to do a lot of things with. I've also been using pieces from that training update video for advertisements for these trainings. So I took like the piece about Jennifer's My House Hunt, took that chunk, and yesterday put it out and said, hey guys, here's Jennifer's message. Come to this training. Let Jennifer talk about it on her own from the update, and use that within a secondary post. So you can see how one piece of content, specifically going live, can give you a lot of different things to do. And that would be a track you could literally write for yourself, and then you could have content basically for a week and a month leading up to it. I'm going to add one more thing onto that. Imagine if you made the commitment to do, and Nina's, by the way, post is, I think she talks for about 10 minutes, but imagine if you made the commitment to do a update for, and it could just be a couple minutes while you're getting started, and you can graduate up to being able to talk for 10 minutes. But imagine if you made the commitment to do this once a month, and you made an event on your Facebook page that was a reoccurring event, so that people could, when they come to your Facebook page, say, oh, that's when it is, and create expectations and follow you and say if they're interested or not. That is also something you could do, and then you could just show up. And then, you could even do things like private events like we discussed before and invite only certain people to that Facebook Live. So you can see Facebook Live is a pretty powerful tool. That concludes our going live section for our how-to. Are there any questions about going live? Please type them in the chat, or do you have any questions? Got your wheels turning a little bit? Okay, that's good stuff. For anybody from afar, please feel free to type your questions in the chat, and I will be sure to get to them. Take your time typing. But for right now, I will continue moving on to our next section. So hopping back to our agenda here, let's talk about groups, tagging, and lists. So let's go on to groups and have some fun with that. All right. I am on just our Facebook page. I'm going to hop up to the top right-hand corner, go to my handy-dandy little down arrow, and we know that this is where we create a business page, but right below it, this is also where we can create a group. So if I click on Create Group, this is going to load, and all of a sudden I have the opportunity to pick and name a group. So let's talk a little bit about like what this might look like. The goal of a group would be to create an exclusive audience that you are the admin for, that you are creating content for in order to manage the group, grow relationships with the group, and offer them some kind of specific value. So an example of this would be, and I hope everybody has joined our Team Hunt Facebook group. Have you joined our Team Hunt Facebook group? Okay, so that is an exclusive hunt group that only if you are involved in hunt real estate, you have the privilege to being a part of. That's how you see Peter's videos and all this neat content. The goal is that that group is building relationships with each other, with the company, and it allows all of us to remain connected. So imagine if you did that with potential customers and clients. And imagine if you did that in a hyper-local focus. So what could this look like? This could look like, and this is revisiting some of our IBC takeaways from a couple weeks ago. This might look like home buying, selling, and renting in Williamsville, New York. Home buying, selling, and renting in Hamburg, New York. Home buying, selling, and renting in fill in the location. Real estate in Hamburg, New York. Your real estate market updates in Hamburg, New York. What's going on in 14221? Maybe a little more general, but also hyper-local focused, and maybe it's more of a community group then where you're talking about things happening. Protecting your real estate investment in Williamsville, New York. You can kind of get the idea that what you want to do is speak to somebody and say, oh, that's where I live. Maybe I do want to protect my real estate investment. Or first-time home buyers of Western New York. Or first-time home buyers in Williamsville, New York. Or go get that house, Buffalo. Something like that. Come up with a creative name and come up with a group based on what you want to focus on talking about. And that has to do with who are you trying to do business with. This should be a group when I'm thinking about this and who do you want to do business with. Think of things like, okay, are you targeting just one dominant group like downsizers? In which case you could call this how to downsize in a specific area. How to downsize in Hamburg, New York. How to downsize in Syracuse. Syracuse actually is probably way too big, or just might mean to people the city of rather than the specific central New York location. So you actually would probably want to be more focused. But you could name the actual need of the people and then invite people to the group who you think would be advantageous to. Like first-time home buyers, move-up buyers, protecting that real estate investment. Maybe it would be more of a hyper-local but generalized approach for people who you could promise to deliver a market update and let people who are already home owners protect that investment and stay up to date with the market, full well knowing that what you're saying might influence a decision to buy a new place and therefore sell their current one. It might be a place where you connect with people in order to connect with friends and family of theirs as well to keep them on the insider approach. A group is made for people to feel like they're in it's the insider's mentality, okay, the backstage, the privy to information. So when you're creating your group, all you have to do is think about that a little bit. And by the way, you can change the name of this group so you're not married to it completely, but give it your best shot. So let's say real estate in Williamsville, New York, 14221. Something like this. You'll always have to add somebody to the group. So I will add myself just for this purpose here. And then I get to create. But before I do that, I want to show you the privacy. So within a group, you've got public, closed, and secret. Secret would be nobody can find you. Okay, nobody can search for you, nobody can find you. You would have to go out and actively invite people to the group. This would be counterproductive for us, so we do not want that. Flip to the other side, public would be anybody can just enter the group at any time. That's okay, but it also doesn't let you control who's in the group, know who's in the group, and really be selective to keeping information private and desired amongst a certain group of people. You want people to want to be part of your group. So we want to choose closed group. And the reason why this is going to be so important is that it's going to give you the ability to, when somebody asks to join, just like you asked to join Team Hunt, you are going to have the ability to ask people questions. And only a couple questions. But imagine if you use these questions to your advantage. And I will show you how to do this in just a moment once we create the group. But imagine if you asked something like, if you were in a like the buying and selling of real estate, more direct group approach, you said, are you a qualified buyer? Are you pre-approved? Maybe that's a question. And then the second question could be, if not, would you like me to help you get pre-approved? Or do you know about this or that? Something like that. Think about questions that could be just easy leads for you. Are you interested in buying, selling, or renting? Question mark. Do you like 14221, 14226, or 14223? Do you currently have a home? Like simple. I'm a big fan of the simple softball questions that don't make people go, I don't know if I want to give this information, or, this seems like it's too much of a commitment for me at this time. Remember, we have 3 to 18 months that we get to build a relationship with somebody before they're ready to out loud to somebody say, I'm ready to make that real estate decision. 3 to 18 months. It's a big chunk of time. So during that time, how could we get these people involved in a group to help them with their fears, to help them learn, to help them get what they need in order to make that next big decision and have you be the person they make that decision with? So again, make sure those questions are reflective on the 3 to 18 months, not necessarily the, are you ready to buy and sell? Because that could scare somebody off. All right, so we would create that group and we'd be ready to go. So what the heck, we'll create this group. We would have the ability to choose an icon. So I'm just going to choose a briefcase for the moment. And we are all set to go. And by the way, if you want this group, I will be deleting it soon. So if this is one that you're watching and you're like, oh man, I wish I had that, I'll delete it. Don't worry. So it can be yours today for a low price of. Here we are. So if you notice, a group looks just like a Facebook page. It is actually the exact same and the exact same principles, only you get to control who views it. As usual, please, if you are going to make a group, please upload a photo so that it has personality and make sure it's very specific to your group. You would just go to choose a photo and go from there, upload. Let's just kind of look around the anatomy here so we can understand what we're looking at. We see up in the top left-hand corner, we have the name of our group. We see that it is a closed group. We have about in this category, just like on your personal page, just like on your business page and any account, you would want to fill this out thoroughly. You would want to add in a description about this group. So basically people are saying, why do I want to join? Why would you want to be here? This is where you answer that question, such as offering monthly market updates and the latest and greatest in real estate trends apparently in Williamsville, New York, 14221. Here to always answer your questions and make sure that your real estate needs are taken care of. Something like that. Up in this about category. This is where you can manage members of your group. And here's the other thing. If you are working on a team perhaps, or if you're working with somebody who is assisting you with some kind of paperwork, you can also add multiple admins. So if you wanted to work alongside and allow people to build content, manage things from their own page without giving them access to your page, of course, you can do that. You could add an entire team of people right to this page. Let's go down to the next guy here. Discussion. Our discussions have to do with our recent activity on our page. There's not much going on here because I haven't posted anything. Again, here are members. If you want to add additional members, you can do that. You can look, if you ever wanted to do like a contest for a group to try to get people to the group, like I'm going to offer you a free something to join this group, and anybody who joins from now till next Friday, you could organize according to join date, so you actually knew when people joined and offer the prize to the right person. But that's what members is. Events, you can create private events for people in your group. So again, imagine if you offered that like private webinar type feel, going live to your group, and you're going to talk about, let's say your group talks about, you're going to do a 15-minute on a Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, first-time home buyer webinar where you're going to talk about the grants that you could be applying for in 14221. And the goal of this is say, hey, parents of anybody who has a first-time home buyer, if anybody's moving from a big city and is looking to invest in their new home, or first-time home buyers yourself, this is a strategy session. There is money out there. You just got to know how to get your hands on it. So come join me. We're going to knock this out in 15 minutes to get you the main information. Then you're going to have a lot of specific questions. So we'll just sign up for an appointment afterwards on a one-on-one basis. You guys can message me. We can kind of take this offline so that your personal strategies don't have to be revealed to the whole group, and we can start talking about this one-on-one and get you that house of your dreams. Okay, so again, right within kind of doing that kind of webinar, you're seeing how, boom, we've added the value. And then we're also, right within doing that, we're encouraging the offline relationship. So win-win there. All right, so that would be an event. Next, managing your group. So here is the group management page where we have our admin activity, our scheduled posts. Yes, you can schedule posts just like you do on your business page. So your group can have fresh content, and you can do it all on a Sunday afternoon and just have it go off for the week. You can manage your members' requests so that you can make sure that you are only approving those who should be in the group. Reported to Facebook. This group doesn't have any posts that were reported to Facebook. See the community standards. Learn more about the policies for reporting things you see on Facebook. Managing a group, of course, the one thing that is, the cautionary item of allowing people to contribute is that you could have some kind of content that is unwanted, as you could anywhere. But this is just one of the, again, reminders that we need to have social rules pre-established ahead of time so that we understand our own personal digital credo of how we are going to behave and how we're going to react. In my groups, for example, I have, and I will show you in the settings how to set some of these, but I have a 0 tolerance for any type of profanities or any type of negative content. So you can, set similar standards and just actively report to Facebook if you ever saw something, or remove people right from the group. You have the advantage of doing that. This also speaks to you might know the majority of people, or might do private invites, things like that, to have a very niche group here. Request notifications. Get notifications when people ask you to join. We want to leave this guy on so that you will actually get a nice notification up in your notification center or on your phone or wherever that says, Mary wants to join your group. And that way Mary's not left hanging for a long time. You can just say, oh, approve. And that way she feels very good that you are on your game and getting those notifications. And then, of course, following up with whatever questions you may have asked Mary about for her to enter the group in the first place. All right, reported to admin. Again, this is just a place to report different posts and report different people, or your group members can, rather. Okay, so that is a look at the side panel here. What I want to get to is all of these buttons here to show you what exists within them. And in particular, I want to show, well, I'll take a pit stop at share. If you click share, if you wanted to ever wonder, hey, how could I spread this group out to my family and friends? You can first of all invite anybody to the group, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment, that's you're friends with, but you could also share this to your timeline. You could share this to your personal page, you could share this to your business page, and that way people could request to see your group. So you just want this title. You can see why this title needs to be just so good in order to entice people. By the way, if you do that practice Facebook thing where you change it to only me, please remember to change back your settings to public. Otherwise, your post will it stays on only me, and it can mess you up if you're actually trying to reach an audience for future posts. So watch out for that one. All right, so I'm going to close out of that so I can get to more. I mentioned just a second ago, by the way, that you can invite people to join your group. You can actually add members right in this right-hand category. It looks very similar to our Facebook business page where you can invite people. If you're friends with somebody, you can just add them to the group. And again, I mean, like light bulbs should be going off at this point. Like, wait a minute, I can just say, Jamie, add? Yeah, you can do that. If you're friends with somebody in your personal page, just add them to your group and they can get an alert and a notification. And it can be, you can really very easily grow this custom audience. Why this is so important is not only will people, if you post within a group, so if you work hard at growing this audience, this is the audience where magic happens. Unlike a business page, when you post to this group, people are alerted. So they're alerted in their notifications that Rachel has posted to this group. You'll notice this with Team Hunt. You'll get an alert. You may even get an email that says, Team Hunt has updated the blah, 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 blah. People have these alerts on left and right. They'll get an alert on their phone. It makes sure that people are up to date with what's going on, and the groups are just so powerful because of that. All right, moving right along here. More. So under more, we're going to kind of cruise through until we get to the thing we're looking for. We've got add members, manage group, which you guys have already seen. Edit group settings is what we want to get to. So if I want to get to edit group settings here, okay, this is where we can make all of the special specifications for our group. Okay, we can change that little icon. If I really disliked that name that I made initially, this is where I could change it. I could pick a group type. So if I want to say, this is something where I'm buying and selling, this has to do with products. Like you want to buy and sell products, so probably not that. Only for close friends, a club, events and plans, family, video games, neighbors, parents, project, school, class, study group, so on and so forth. You can choose what you'd like here and do a custom, whatever it might be. But the more information you can feed in, the better with a group. You can add in, again, that description. Notice how it says potential members see the description if privacy is set to public or closed. So we want, even under closed, people can read this. This is what will help somebody who maybe you haven't personally invited decide to join your group. So this description is a big deal. Again, we can add those tags, locations. Adding locations, this can be helpful, help people find your group more easily if they're looking for groups in your area. If you've talked to me at all about locations when it comes to social media, you know that I will say, do what you're comfortable with. Locations are something when you're posting to be very careful with, so on and so forth. Yes, in the case of a group, we want people to know where this is a hyper-local marketing technique. If we were involved in talking about like another business, like we were shoe salesmen, that shoes can be sold anywhere, right? We may be located out of, let's say, Depew, New York, but we could sell these shoes anywhere. Maybe we wouldn't necessarily want a location to make people deterred from joining our group. But we want people to feel exclusive. So adding in a location will actually help people say, no, this is great. This is for me, 14221 Williamsville. That's where either I want to be or that's where I am. So adding a location in this case is a good thing. Linked pages. Give your business, brand, or organization a voice on Facebook and connect with the right people. To connect your business page, all you have to do is click link your page. This is, again, super important because on your business page, it will then show that there's a group associated and you want to take ownership of this real estate group as your business with your business page. So this is how you do that. Web and email addresses. Customize your group's contact info so you can create posts using email or quickly share a link to your group. Honestly, this is the when it comes to the emailing to quickly create a post, you probably won't do that now that your phone is available in your hand. You just will use the Facebook app. But to share a quick link to your group, you might do that. So you would just customize this address to making sure it's something good. In the case that you might use it, but honestly, probably won't use it too often. And this is what we're working down to, is this section right here, membership approval. First of all, right now, what this means is that anyone in the group could approve a member for us. I recommend that only admins and moderators, so again, people you've asked to be the boss in this group, to be able to say who can come and go. If you choose anyone in the group, you would really have to trust everybody in the group to make sure that it's okay. We want control in this case, so only admins. Next. Save time by automatically approving member requests from people who are already in your other groups. If you don't have people in other groups who would have a crossover audience, then this is irrelevant to you. But clearly, if you already do, then this would be a tool that would be great, and you can select your groups and use that as a tool for yourself. Membership requests. Here we go. Learn more about people who want to join your group by asking them some questions. You can ask up to 3 questions. It saves us from ourselves. We don't ever want to ask more than that. And only the admins and moderators will see the answers. Okay, so ask pending members questions. Ask pending members some questions. They'll have up to 250 characters to answer each one, and only admins and moderators will see the answer. So, hey, where are you looking to buy, sell, rent, or just protect your current investment? Boom. Question number 1. Question number 2. Are there any, and this could be something like specific real estate questions that I can get you started with? Something like that. So asking a question to them, and then, are you currently living in 14221, or are you looking to move here? Think about all the amazing information you get by just a couple questions. And you do not have to fill out all 3, but you hit save, and now anybody in the group who would ask to join the group would have to answer those questions. Pretty cool. Posting permissions, again, we want only admins to have posting. Well, let's talk about this. Posting permissions means when you post something, people can, people can post new things in your group. So like an article that they saw or something to be conversational. This is up to you. If you are custom growing this audience and you want people to be able to post new things in the group, you may do that. You may allow people to contribute. Likewise, if you only are saying, you know what, I only, especially for the first couple months as I'm growing this group, want people to, I only want to be the one along with maybe my team or myself to post. Whoops. Hey guys, can you still hear me? Okay, excellent. Thanks very much. Got a screen up here that says my connection was lost. That wasn't good. Anyway, so if you want to be the only ones to post, I would absolutely recommend that you choose only admins until you're nice and comfortable, or have a reason to ask people to post their own posts. All right, post approval. All group posts must be approved by an admin or a moderator. So this is another way of doing this. So anybody, you could say, yeah, you know what, I can have people post, but I want to be able to approve if this is something that's going to adhere to my standards, aka maybe there's no profanities, maybe it's something that's only helpful, not harmful, so on and so forth. So we have that setting as well. Story posting permissions. Again, this is something, if this has to do with, we've been talking a lot about this Instagram, Facebook fad of stories, those kind of 24-hour disappearing notions that we can do to keep people in the loop. If you are interested in this, honestly, don't worry about this too much when you're getting started. I wouldn't even overwhelm yourself at all. This is a choice that you have here. And again, same thing with story post approval. All right. Are there any questions about filling out and specifying these groups, these hyper-local groups? If you do have a question, please, again, make sure to type it in the chat. Any questions in the room? Okay, excellent. So moving on here, we've talked about, just to review, our left-hand side, we've talked about how to fill out the about, discussion, members, events. We talked about customizing the members and more specifically, how to actually create the group settings. We've talked about how to share this group and make sure that it gets out into the world so that people can feel or people can understand how to use the group and how to actually join. And we've talked about, if I go back to the original page here, it'll join for me. We talked about how to add people to a group as long as they are friends with us in the first place. So again, if there are any questions, please let me know. Looks like my Facebook is having just a little challenge loading. But in the meantime, let's head back to our agenda. Okay, so to review, we've accomplished so far going live, and please still make sure if there are any questions on that, I'm happy to answer. Next, we talked about how to make a group. The last note before we move on from making a group that I do want to just make sure that we drive away is groups are one of the big areas that were talked about a lot at IBC. Because on January 11th, when Facebook reinvigorated the algorithm, they said, hey, just so you know, we're going to put a big emphasis on groups. We're going to prioritize this content. We're going to make sure it has advantages, and it's where we want to be. So again, if we were in another industry, this might be something harder for us to utilize. But for us in real estate, this makes our goal of being the hyper-local mayors or experts something that we can do really easily and really get top of mind and in front of people in the best possible way. So definitely investigate some groups, see what already exists, see who your competition is, and jump on a group if it's not already made. In our market, it's something that is not heavily utilized. We talk a lot about laying down those hunt flags so that we are claiming ownership to this digital space. This is an opportunity to do it before anybody else gets to it. So have some fun with that. Please let me know if there are any questions. Our last two items on our agenda to accomplish today are tagging and lists. So let's knock those out together. I'm going to hop back over to our Facebook page. Okay, excellent. All right. And I'm going to hop back to our business page here. Actually, we'll stay right on our personal. Perfect. So lists. Right now I'm on my home, or right on my personal page. And if you head to your home screen, you'll notice that there are a bunch of shortcuts hanging out on the side here. Probably things, I don't know about you, but things that I ignore usually quite often. But there's a really important thing that's been right under our noses for a while that we want to pay attention to. And that is friend lists. I'm going to give a click on that so you can see what this looks like. Now, friend lists is a way for all of us to take our friends on our personal page and actually start picking who we want to engage with and who we want to post to specifically. So imagine that you have a list created of prospective clients. So think about that 3 to 18 month pool where we are building that relationship before somebody's ready to make the decision whether to buy, sell, or whatever it might be. What if we made a list of people who have been liking a lot of our posts about buy side and who have been talking about home buying and selling, people who we've met that we're friending from out and about? You could very easily create a list of these people by hitting create list. Say, let's be optimistic. Future clients, and then who would you like to add to this list? And then you just simply type in the names of the people We're going to add Jamie here. And that would be how you create the list. So this way, let's say I added, and this was something I continuously added to, this would be a way for me to engage specifically with a group of people. So think about this from a strategic point of view. When we think of Facebook, we know, just to review, we do not want to be the serial liker. We don't want to just go in and like all these posts. When we want to be aware of what's going on in somebody's life, and we want to be able to engage with specific things happening, just like we would if we were at that cocktail party talking to somebody about their day. So that's how we learn about their needs. If we create this list of future clients, we all of a sudden have the ability to really tightly track a specific group of people. So we could see that Jamie has a new grandbaby in her life. We can ask, what's her name? Any specific questions, get to know, and have specific interactions with those people. So it would take your list of, I think I'm up to something like, a lot of our accounts have a lot of friends, something like 700 or 800 friends, and it would weed it down to the 20 that I'm targeting on building relationships, if that might be it. So create some lists. You can create as many lists as your heart desires, so different levels of clients. Like for me, I would get creative here and I'd be like, okay, so within my center of influence, who here might love to know about downsizing? Who here might be eligible to have either a friend or family or themselves be a first-time home buyer? Who here would be probably a first-time home buyer, but I know like this would be one of my specific lists in my center of influence. Everybody and their brother is either starting a family or people have moved away and started a life but now want to move back home. So I have like I would have this whole list of people who would be either move-up buyers and then relocation would be a list for me. So that I could start engaging with these people with specific posts and keep track of their specific needs. So that is what lists are all about. Have some fun with them. If you are using them creatively and have like a cool idea, I'd love to hear about it. So please let me know. But definitely add this to your strategy and to your to-dos as something that we can do to engage with our potential and future clients. All right, next we're going to talk about tagging, and then we will wind it up for the day. If there are any questions about lists, please type it into the chat. How are we doing in the room? Cool? It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I know. It's something that's been under our nose for a while. Okay.
I don't know what all these things are. I used to see them, but
you didn't know what they were. Exactly.
I didn't know what to do with them.
Yep, it's a cool tool. Okay, so tagging, the power of tagging. In particular, I wanted to answer questions I get about the @ symbol. So I'm just gonna, this doesn't matter if you're on your business page or your personal page and where you do this. And also likewise, you could do this on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Twitter, whatever it might be. But this is how we connect people within a post, okay? So what's on your mind? Let's say I want to create something and it's a hunt event. So really quick, if I type in @hunt, all of a sudden I have the opportunity to tag, for example, our corporate business page. I had a great time at the, whatever, our volunteering, whoops, change that up, volunteering event. Let's say we all went out together and we did something cool in our community, you know, fill in the XYZ. What we would do is tag Hunt Real Estate, and then our marketing department who runs this page and people who follow this page get an alert and says, oh, look, Rachel wrote about us. This gives them the opportunity to like the post. And what I would be hoping is, or what you might be hoping from somebody within the organization, is that they might share this post or do something else with it. So it just alerts this person and ties the accounts together. So first of all, if you were looking at my post, and let's say you're just part of my family and friends, somebody could click on this, what becomes a button, and head right to this person, this linked person's page, and it alerts the company or the person that you've mentioned them in a post. It's a really great way to gain followers. And it's a really great way to expand your post and center of influence. So let's do this again. And let's pretend we go out to, we talked a lot about this week And the topic that should be on all of our minds when it comes to social media is relatability, okay, in order to start with engagement. So even if we want to show that we are a market expert and you're at a festival, you're at a restaurant opening, you're at something that we all know and like. So guys, anyone from attending from Syracuse and Albany, there's this awesome restaurant, it's my favorite, and it's Chef's. So, and if I were relating to people within our local, hyper-local market, it's something that a lot of people would have a smile on their face and go, oh yeah, Chef's is pretty good. Or, I like this place better. It might start some interesting conversation. This is how all I did is hit the @ typed in Chef's, and all of a sudden, notice their audience is pretty nice. I would be linking to a greater group, again, in hopes of connecting and in hopes of possible shares, but again, expanding out this message to the greater area. Okay, so that is the power of the @ symbol in order to connect people within the community. The other item for tagging is right down here. And this can be confusing. Just to note, tagging friends on your phone, it looks to me like a price tag. It doesn't look like this. So you can actually buy and sell things now on Facebook, and you can tag friends, and the symbols look really confusing. So if you see something that kind of looks like a price tag, that's actually what this is now. So if we go to tag friends and I say I'm hanging out with Catherine, oops, I clicked, I'm currently hanging out with Kelly too, and Catherine and Jim, so on and so forth. So what you could do is tag who you are with at certain events, and imagine if this was, I'll give you an example. You are out and about and you just, let's say you have some really happy clients and you're looking for this kind of referral to come back into play. So let's say you sold a property and you want to just, of course, you're going to probably post the picture of the happy people, but you also want to spice this up a bit and think about future business. So how could you potentially get leads from this? So let's say you sold the property and you're like, hey, would you mind if I snapped a picture? I know sometimes it can feel awkward to maybe always be posting about yourself. I would love to celebrate this accomplishment or this big moment for you. I'll take the picture, post it, and I'll tag you in it so that you can share it with all your family and friends. How's that sound? And then in the moment, sure, so what are you doing? You're gaining permission to get that picture in the first place. You're celebrating somebody. Always be thinking, how can I celebrate? Whether it's a colleague, whether it's a person, always be celebrating. It's a great way to connect with people and to congratulate. So all of a sudden, those people are linked, so you link your clients in this tag section, and that post now went from your business page and now is linking directly to their personal pages, and you are the source. So when they share it, their family and friends can see, oh, that came from Rachel D'Annunzio, licensed real estate agent at Hunt ERA. And that would give them a clickable option to re-find me. So the power of tagging is something that's incredible. Likewise, think about that. We were talking about Nina with her market update. So let me just go back here. Nina, who's rocking it with her market updates. Let's say Nina creates that event going forward, and in the event, she tags specific people who she thinks would get a lot of value of hearing this market update for her specific area. You could do that, and that way those people wouldn't miss or would be alerted to the post. Okay, and say like, hey, I was creating this with you in mind. What a better way to engage with somebody than to create content for a specific group of people. Okay, so that would be a quick synopsis on tagging. Just create a challenge for yourself when we're creating posts. Remember, are we creating a way for people to get to our website and to be able to somehow gain a lead, like using that buy side tool that should be linked on our agent websites? It's the easiest possible way, and I'm going to say this in every single session. Every single one of us should be posting at least once one boosted post a month about buy side, and then one about a My House Hunt. So quick and easy value tools within the post. So is there a way in my post that people can connect with me? Is there my contact information? Am I opening myself up to answering and taking questions? Can I split this off into a private conversation on Facebook Messenger? And then the last filter really is, who can I possibly tag in this post to connect them and or connect them with me? Who can I take interest in? Or who does this involve? All right, you guys, this has been a super fun session. So we've talked about going live, our groups, our tagging, and our lists. Quite the load of material today. What questions can I possibly now either review, go over, or answer for you? Yes?
I have one relating to the boosting.
Okay.
If I have the buy side, which I did once already in my new Facebook page, if I want to boost it, you just go to the section where it says boost, and then it'll boost it again one more time for that.
So the question is that we have coming from Hunt University to repeat it for the group has to do with the buy-side tool and digital listing center. And yeah, so if you have, is that what you're referring to rather, a listing? Or the buy-side tool?
I already put it on my Facebook business page once.
Oh, okay.
I put it out to my friends.
Okay.
So it's on my page, and I want to do it again for this month. So what do I do? Like just
got it. Okay, so this is actually a really good question. Sorry, I misunderstood the first time. The question actually has to do with the buy-side post that's already been posted on a Facebook business page, and we want to now do another post. What we want to do is not take the exact same post and just reshare it. We want to create a new one. So the concept's the same, the guts are the same, meaning that link, but think about it this way, month for month, who can we direct that to? So our message to go along with that link to our website, like for me, I would be thinking, who is my target audience? If it's like, for example, Nina talks a lot about downsizers. Her post would talk to downsizers. She would be envisioning that person, talk directly to them and say, here's a tool that can help us get started. If you're talking to first-time home buyers, move-up buyers, talk to somebody and just kind of choose your target audience and alternate the text. Likewise, be thinking about how to alternate the content itself, like the video, the picture, to see what gets the best bang for your buck. Is it showing people how to use it in a quick video, how to use the tool, how to log onto your website? Is it a picture of you? Is it a quick video of you hanging out with a family, friend, or client, where the client's saying, hey guys, you've got to try this tool, helped me out so much, something like that. But try to vary the content, but keep the actual link and the message very similar. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, you're very welcome. All right, Marie, will this webinar be posted so we can refer back to it? Absolutely. So this is recording, and guys, we're doing one of these that the audio is working this time. So I'm really hoping, but what'll happen is after I stop the webinar today, it'll process, and it takes a little while to do that. And then what I'll do is I will upload it. I've created a playlist. So I've been working all week at getting all of the videos into one playlist. And tomorrow I have a post going out on our Real Estate Trainers Facebook page. So head over to the Real Estate Trainers, and it's going to go, I'll show you here. It's going to go out, I believe, at about 9 or 10 in the morning, and it'll be the full list of all of these social media webinars. So you can refer back to them and touch base, rewatch some classes, and I hope you get a lot out of it. Any other questions for today? Any questions I can answer for anyone here? Okay. Great. Well, if you guys do have any other questions, as usual, you know where to get a hold of me. Please feel free to message me, shoot me an email, and this will be added to one of our reoccurring classes. So you absolutely can come again, go over the same materials, re-ask questions, and we'll get everybody up to speed on using these social media skills to engage with our audiences. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to get working on that recording for you. Nice to see you all today, and hope you have a great day.
Oh, that was very good.